Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we unpack complex topics for the astute investor. If you've ever thought about real estate investing, maybe even globally, you probably know that feeling, that mix of excitement and maybe a bit of anxiety. The market's dynamic, sure, but let's be honest, sometimes it feels like you're navigating a minefield of hidden risks. But what if there was something, kind of an invisible shield, that could turn a potentially risky purchase into a really secure strategic investment? Well, that's exactly what we're digging into today, escrow in real estate. Our mission here is to really unpack what escrow is, why it's frankly essential for your security and for getting true value, and how it can shift deals from, guesswork into a managed investment strategy.
Indeed. And for this deep dive, we're leaning heavily on the article Escrow in Real Estate, Security and Value for Investors. It gives a great framework. But we're also bringing in perspectives from Dr. Pooyan Ghamari. He's a Swiss economist, CEO of Ahuland. His work really shines a light on escrow's bigger role as an economic stabilizer and as a builder of what he calls reputational value. So the aim today is to give you a clear, usable understanding of how this whole thing actually works in practice.
Okay, let's do it. Let's unpack how the shield protects your money and, maybe surprisingly, even helps your negotiations. First things first, though. To see how it empowers you, we need to get clear on what escrow fundamentally is.
Right. At its core, the article calls escrow a neutral ground. It's where the buyer's money and the seller's property only come together under very strict verified conditions.
Okay, like a financial vault.
Sort of, but maybe think broader than just a vault. For someone like you, an investor, it's more like a highly regulated meeting point, managed by a neutral third party. Could be a licensed agent, an attorney, a trusted financial institution, and they hold everything, the funds, the crucial documents.
So it's not just about parking the cash.
No, not at all. It's a managed process. Your money only gets released after all the agreed-upon conditions are met and, importantly, verified.
Verified how? What kind of checks?
Rigorous ones. We're talking official stuff. Deed recording, really thorough title searches, land registry updates, all designed to make absolutely sure ownership transfer is clear, no strings attached.
And without that?
Well, without it, things can get messy, unbalanced. You can end up paying inflated prices, run into legal snags later, or worst case, face outright fraud.
That really puts it into perspective.
And what's really interesting is Dr. Ghamari's take on this. He sees it as much more than just a legal safety net.
The economic stabilizer idea.
Exactly. He argues it provides both security and significant leverage for investors.
Yeah.
He actually says trust has become a form of capital.
Trust as capital. That sounds significant.
It is. It's not just talk. Think about it. If a developer or seller consistently uses transparent, notarized escrow deals, they build this track record, reliability, integrity,
Okay, makes sense.
and that trust. It's valuable. It can mean easier access to funding next time, maybe better loan terms. It might attract more sophisticated partners or buyers.
So they can potentially charge a premium even, because buyers pay for that security.
Precisely. Buyers value that peace of mind. So Ghamari argues this reputational value can actually be more vital long-term than squeezing out maximum profit on just one deal. It gives you a lasting edge in a market where, let's face it, trust can be hard to come by.
That blend of security and actual value is powerful. So, we get the what's. But let's talk about the why essential. Beyond the basics, what are those maybe more hidden risks in real estate that escrow really tackles head on? The kind of things that might trip up even savvy investors, lurking under the surface.
That's a great question. How does escrow specifically root out those uncertainties? The article points to several key mechanisms. First, your capital goes into that neutral account. It's supervised, usually by a licensed notary or a solid financial institution.
Right, the secure holding place.
Exactly. It's legally ring-fenced, safe from both buyer and seller until all conditions are met and verified. Your money is insulated.
Okay. Step 1, money secured.
Step 2, and this is critical, ownership verification. This isn't a quick glance. It's a deep dive. Land registry records, title deeds, all the legal paperwork before any money moves.
And what can that uncover?
All sorts of potential problems. Undisclosed lands, maybe easements giving others rights to use the land, boundary issues, even old ownership claims that could cloud the title.
Things you definitely don't want to inherit.
Absolutely not. If any red flags pop up, the whole process pauses until it's sorted. You're not paying for ambiguity. You're paying for guaranteed, clear ownership.
Makes sense. And the third point, especially for global investors.
Yes, for global investors, escrow is crucial protection against what you might call systemic risks. Different countries mean different legal systems, different cultural norms, varying regulations. It gets complicated fast.
Trying to navigate foreign property law sounds daunting.
It can be. Escrow acts like a bridge. It offers a universal standard of security, a common language of trust that cuts through those local differences. It basically de-risks investing internationally. It's like having an impartial referee everyone trusts, even if they play by slightly different local rules.
That really underscores why it's so vital, especially crossing borders. Okay, theory's clear, but how does it look in practice? Dr. Ghamari calls it a carefully designed structure. Let's walk through those 6 steps Alan uses, see how the security is built in layer by layer.
Yes, these steps offer a really practical blueprint, shows how the protection is woven in. Step 1. Securing the capital. This is the start. Your funds don't go straight to the seller. Nope. They go into that dedicated escrow account under strict notarial watch.
The financial vault we mentioned.
Exactly. Your money is safe, untouchable, just waiting until every single contract condition is ticked off. Prevents the seller running off with the cash, gives you recourse if things go sideways.
Okay, capital secured, then the checks.
Step 2. Verifying legal documents. This is the due diligence phase. A really thorough review of everything. Ownership papers, land registry details, building permits, even the property's tax history.
And this isn't just ticking boxes.
Far from it. It's a critical shield. We've seen deals where this stage uncovered hidden environmental issues or old rights-of-way that would kill future development plans. If anything seems off, a missing signature, an old dispute, an unpaid debt tied to the land, everything stops until it's resolved. You avoid inheriting problems.
That sounds incredibly valuable, stopping potential nightmares before they start. So, legal check's done. What about the price itself? How do we know that's fair?
That brings us to step 3. Triple independent valuations. This is where it gets really strategic. Alan, for instance, insists on 3 separate official valuations done by different independent experts at key moments.
3? That seems unusual.
It is. The article notes it's something very few companies offer, gives unparalleled peace of mind.
Yeah.
The first one happens early, during negotiation, just to check the asking price against the market. Is it reasonable? The second is right before you sign the contract. Make sure nothing weird has happened, no artificial bumps in price. Market hasn't tanked.
Okay, a pre-signing check.
And the third, often the clincher, is just before the final ownership transfer. Verifies the value and the property's condition one last time.
So it's not just about catching fraud.
No, it's systematic. It prevents price manipulation, ensures the value you pay is consistently backed by objective expert eyes. It's a constant reality check against overpaying.
That's a brilliant mechanism. Takes the subjectivity out of valuation. But even with a fair price confirmed, couldn't buyers still get a bad deal through poor negotiation?
Absolutely. And that leads directly to step 4, strategic negotiation. The article makes a key point. Most buyers lose money not from fraud, but from weak negotiation.
So how does escrow help there?
The escrow structure itself provides leverage. Knowing your funds are secure, knowing strict conditions must be met. That empowers you, the buyer.
How so?
You can push for better terms. You can insist on thorough checks without worrying you'll lose your deposit if something turns up. You can even walk away cleanly if conditions aren't met.
So you negotiate from strength.
Exactly. It prevents being rushed or pressured. Then, if you add expert negotiation services, often linked to the escrow provider, they use that security as a foundation. They leverage their expertise and networks to shift the power balance your way.
That's a great point. It's not just what's negotiated, but how escrow changes the dynamics. Okay, check's done, negotiation solid. What's the final step, the actual transfer?
That critical moment is step 5, legal transfer and payment release. It's timed perfectly to eliminate risk. The notary, after confirming everything is perfect, officially registers the property in your name, puts it in the public record.
And only then the money moves?
Only after that official, irreversible confirmation. Only then does the escrow account release the funds to the seller.
Simultaneous exchange.
Precisely. Buyer and seller swap ownership and money at the exact same instant. The article calls it complete alignment and zero risk. You never pay for what you don't legally own. Seller never gives up property without payment. Elegant, really.
Very. Now, what about projects that aren't finished? Off-plan properties, things like that. Does escrow cover future work?
It certainly can. That's step 6, post-closing oversight, where things like off-plan builds or phased developments, or even properties needing agreed-upon repairs. Escrow doesn't just stop at the initial handover. It can continue to monitor progress against milestones.
So payments might be released in stages.
Exactly. Funds are released in tranches. but only when specific construction phases are verified as complete or project deliverables are met as promised.
That gives long-term protection then.
Absolutely. It ensures promises made on paper, a finished apartment, a specific renovation standard, hitting rental targets actually become reality. Performance is directly linked to payment. Your investment is protected over its life cycle.
Okay, so we've clearly seen escrow as this essential security blanket. Protects capital, verifies everything. But you also mentioned it's a tool for getting the best price. How does that work? It feels more defensive.
That's the fascinating part. It shifts from just loss prevention to active value creation. Think about those three independent valuations. When objective experts confirm the property's worth at different points.
Sellers can't just inflate the numbers.
Exactly. They can't easily manipulate figures or hide unfavorable market shifts. If a seller tries to justify a price with old data, the later valuations will catch it. This objective baseline, combined with that strategic negotiation leverage we talked about,
Right, negotiating from strength.
it actively prevents you from overpaying. It ensures you enter the deal at a fair, market-justified value. Dr. Ghamari puts it well. It transforms property buying from guesswork into a managed investment strategy. Every step, verification, negotiation, legal protection works together, creating both security and optimal value.
That's a powerful shift in thinking, turning protection into a pricing advantage. But the effects go wider still, don't they? This isn't just good for individual investors.
No, not at all. The article strongly suggests escrow bolsters entire markets.
How so? We've seen the individual protection, the invisible shield for your investment. But how does that scale up?
It's like ripples in a pond. The trust and transparency built in each individual escrow deal start to strengthen the whole ecosystem. Let's zoom out. Think about the broader market impact. When deals are handled transparently, through neutral parties like notaries, with independent checks, confidence spreads.
Confidence among who?
Everyone involved. Governments benefit fewer property disputes clogging up courts, more efficient land registries. Plus, it makes the market more attractive for foreign investment, which boosts tax revenue. Banks see less risk in these structured deals, so they become more willing to lend, maybe even offer better rates. That fuels more activity.
And international investors feel safer?
Much safer, especially in markets where the legal system or local practices might seem unfamiliar or risky. Escrow provides that predictable, trustworthy framework. Places like the UAE, parts of Europe, the article mentions they use escrow-backed deals almost as a stamp of credibility now. It signals stability.
And technology is pushing this further. You mentioned digital tracking.
Yes, platforms like ALN Blog and the ALN Times often discuss this. Escrow isn't static, it's evolving. Innovations like ALN ABC, which uses digital tracking, possibly blockchain.
For real-time updates.
Exactly. Real-time, immutable tracking of every milestone. Think about seeing the exact status of legal checks, construction payments, all logged securely. Huge boost for transparency and efficiency.
And the tokenized liquidity, EE Gold.
Right. That tackles real estate's traditional illiquidity problem. Tokenization, backed by escrow security, allows fractional ownership or claims on property to be represented as digital tokens.
Making them easier to trade.
Potentially, yes. Or uses collateral. It brings modern financial flexibility to a typically slow-moving asset class without losing the core security the escrow provides. It connects traditional real estate with digital finance.
Wow, what an incredible deep dive. Escrow is so much more than I initially thought. From that invisible shield protecting your money to a tool for better pricing and even stabilizing whole markets, it really changes how you should look at property investment. It's definitely not just a bureaucratic step. It seems fundamental to a smart strategy.
Absolutely. So to boil it down, the key strategic takeaways for you, the investor. 1, always push for an escrow structure, especially internationally. It's your global safety standard. 2, insist on multiple independent valuations. Confirm that value and quality repeatedly. Don't overpay.
Makes sense.
3, leverage digital tools if available. Real-time tracking equals transparency and control. 4, think about how these secure assets might integrate with newer concepts like tokenization for liquidity, but always keeping that escrow foundation. And finally, maybe most importantly, view escrow actively, not as a hurdle, but as a core part of your strategy. It builds trust for you and in the market overall.
That really reframes it. It highlights that evolution of trust in business today, which leads to a final thought to maybe mull over. If trust really is the new capital, as Dr. Ghamari suggests, and escrow provides such a powerful way to build it in real estate, what other areas, what other types of investments, or even general commerce might be crying out for their own invisible shield? Where else could a similar framework unlock confidence, cut inefficiency, and create more value for everyone? Something beyond property. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep learning, keep asking questions, and keep investing wisely.